band starting out for TPA Uha on the blue side. You can see, of course, Fizz, Alistair, and Azir. And for the Saigon Jokers, Kassadin, Syndra, and Rombo. So a lot of mid lane focus.
I think it's a very good first pick, Lissandra, because of course they can't pick, again, a Rek'Sai plus Jarvan. So it's really, really smart. And actually they can, actually this is a mistake, they can go for the Jarvan and Gnar with Lissandra, because Gnar is open.
Yeah, that's what we saw, what CLG does. Like, just last week we saw them doing the exact same thing. And if you make sure, like, if Lissandra is being picked as a first pick and Gnar is open, you have to pick him in the first rotation. Even if it's really bad for you to pick him, you have to, because it just has, like, the whole flex pick synergy there. And then if they lock in that Gnar...
This is perfect.
This is, yeah, they don't have to pick the jungle right now, so it's actually very, very good to pick that Sivir away from them. And they actually get, like, a huge power comp here. And we see how potent that team composition of Gnar, Jarvan, and Lissandra is, in teamfight especially. And if you have a Sivir in the mix too, just following it up, it just...
I'm actually looking forward.
Insanity, man.
I think this is the best setup you can ever have in League of Legends right now. Like, literally the best setup. And they shouldn't be able to get this setup. They should just pick Jarvan, I don't know, mid lane or something, because this is gonna get really, really, really well, scary.
To be honest, we have a lot of mobility on the right side already. We have, like, a Janna. A Janna is good for disengage, but then again, if they pick Jarvan, Jarvan is really good against Janna, and Lissandra just locks people down in play, so it's really hard to counter that comp. But yeah, we have some mobility here with LeBlanc and Rek'Sai, and we saw how good Rek'Sai is in the last game. Like, even if you have, like, even if you're a bit behind in team comp wise, Rek'Sai can just do so much in the early game that they can get the lead through that and maybe snowball it to prevent them even from team fighting. So it's just a matter of how those teams play it out, but it's just a huge risk to actually leave those picks open, in my opinion. And Syndra got nerfed in that patch, so she isn't really played anymore that much, which is a mistake in my opinion.
Man, this setup is...
yeah.
God damn it, man, it's just...
It's lots of hard engage, even with the Annie, to lock down everything. There's just too much hard engage to... Like, there's very, very little room for error in this game for the Saigon Jokers, in my opinion. And they have to play out the early game perfectly to make sure that they're actually being able to win this game.
Let's just go one by one, you know? Let's see, pushing power. Yeah. They have a lot of pushing power. Drake, teamfight power, they have the better one. Laning phase, they have okay laning phase. They're actually, overall, they have a much better pick phase.
Let's face it, you give this team to anyone and they're going to be like, pick a baz, we've got the Gnar Jarvan combo, we've got a Lissandra lockup, we've got the A ultimate coming out of Annie to stun everyone. If they actually get locked in there, I mean, there is like the ultimate in wombo combos available in this team that will just blow everyone up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what I should really add to this at this point. Like, how do you let them get those pick? Like, how? Like, you can't let them get that combination whatsoever. Like, that should never be going through there. And we see their final pick locked in will be a Malphite for the top lane here.
Not even
up against Gnar.
Not even the best pick against this, after all.
So, if TPA is really smart right now, they will just lane swap and completely...
Correct.
The Malphite can't do anything in a lane swap, and now in a lane swap situation is actually very good, because there's this one little trick as now what you can do. You just throw the boomerang behind you, and it travels like double the distance. So that way you can actually CS even if you get zoned from the creeps. And a lot of Gnar players are doing this in a lane swap. And we saw SK Gaming play it out perfectly in the lane swap too, where the Gnar just gets level 2, and then he can just play 1-on-2 in the lane against the support. So I just like it a lot more from TPA. And if they decide to go for the lane swap, then I don't see any way from Saigon Jokers to win this game, to be honest.
You know, all I've got going through my head is the Monte Cristo laugh of like this pick when he'd seen the pick of so many times at World Championships we'd see it coming out, you could just hear him laughing, thinking, how is this possible? Taipei Assassins, ladies and gentlemen, seem to have the perfect team comp. We'll see, of course, whether they can play it out. Yep. Let's not write Saigon Jokers off. If they can make picks, it will absolutely work out for them. We've seen how potent a Rek'Sai can be. We know how strong a LeBlanc can be. But of course, Taipei Assassins are staying in front, playing in front of their home crowd. By far the home favorites here. Of course, it is a completely different Taipei Assassins these days. We'll take you through the rosters in just a moment. No more Season 2 World Championship players are present in there. BB was, of course, the last man standing. He is now replaced. Lupin, the AD carry in there. let's get into the game, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Intel Extreme Masters Taipei Semi-Finals. This is a best-of-3 series. Starting out on the blue side, it is going to be the Taipei Assassins in the top laner. Former mid laner, actually, back at the World Championships. You may have seen Morning wrecking Alex Hitch's face back in Katowice. He is now the top laner playing on Na. Wins the jungler, one very experienced jungler who has actually been praised by many in the industry. Many pro players think this guy is the real deal. He's going to be playing on Jarvan. Chowie in the mid lane, formerly of the Saigon, Singapore Sentinels. And of course, famous for the fish shouts of Chowie. Lupin is the AD carry, comes in replacing BB. He's on Sivir, and of course Jay alongside in the support Annie, which we have not seen for a very long time. Well, actually, that's a lie. He's made quite a resurgence in the last week, I would say, especially in Korea.
Yeah, and on the other side for the Saigon Jokers, you have Nixwater in the top lane playing Malphite this time around. Former mid laner, actually, Nixwater obviously moving up to that top lane. Safety then in the jungle playing Rek'Sai. We'll see what he can do there with that one. Loveide in the mid lane playing LeBlanc this time around. Graves for Prince on AD carry, and Tsu, who's playing Janna this time around. And we said it already that you know, this pick and ban phase gone heavily in favor of TPA, who I would say are the heavy favorites overall in front of their home crowd as well. Not a good start overall for the Saigon Jokers, but, you know, it all matters in game, to be fair. You know, you can have the best pick and ban phase and still get outclassed in game, but from what we saw of the Taipei Assassins yesterday, they look like hot favorites, to be honest, for the entire tournament.
So actually I don't know why Janna is in the red side jungle helping out their jungler. She should be in lane right now. The Graves can't obviously, he can't do anything. He's being zoned from all the creeps, and yeah, well, you don't want that. I don't even know why the Janna.
Well, I mean, it looks like they're going to try and shut down Morning quite early here. You can see Safety and Sue coming around. They're going to see if they can lock him up. There's the exhaust. That's why he was there. He does get caught out with the Howling Gale. Have they got enough to tower dive? I'm not sure they are. Nixwater continues through, but Morning just bounces away from that one with the flash.
Yeah, that did not work. They had to kill him there. Janna spent so many resources in bot lane right now to just, I don't know, they didn't get anything. They burned one summoner spell from the Na, as opposed to the 2 summoner spells from their jungler, the flash and the exhaust. And now Janna is level 1. They will get zoned bot lane regardless because of how they decided that the game will be played out.
Yeah, just that move, it absolutely had to work. It's backfired, and we'll see how bad it works in their favor. Nixwater, of course, in this top lane. You may recognize him. I don't know how good your memories are, but he was at Season 2 World Championships playing for the Saigon Jokers. He has been there that long, of course. They were one of the teams that did qualify. They beat Dignitas in the group stage, if you remember. Somewhat of an upset. Certainly upset a lot of Dignitas fans out there and kept the North Americans out of the group stage. As it is, Tsu, no stun there from Jay. Did come up, but wow, there's a lot of damage. He's only just come into lane and immediately burns down his health.
Well, if you actually look at the creep score right now, Graves has 14 CS against 19, so he actually did a very good job in the 1-on-2 lane. And he got all the experience pretty much, which was maybe a mistake of TPA, but I suppose they didn't know where the Janna were, so they played a bit cautiously, I guess. And they know Graves is probably like the best AD carry in the 2-on-2 situation in the early 2 levels.
Nice little escape there from Safety. Actually, we're going to see a teleport coming down, and Jarvan might be forced to flash here. Nixwater going to be moving in. There's the knock-up onto Wins. He's going to flag and drag away. He's now got Chowie and Jay both coming around. Let's see how this one goes. Actually, Levida coming in there, and he will go low, but it's Jay now they're going to focus on, and it's the Saigon Jokers that actually pick up first blood there. Goes on to Tsu, the man that we were saying, you know, spent so much time in that top lane, came in, then under level to the bottom lane. Funnily enough, he picks up that first kill for the Jokers.
But they just invested so much to get that single support kill. We'll see if it works out for them. Prince trying to get down on Lupin, but everything was used there. Teleport, flash for the top laner. We're going to see surely Wins pay a visit to that top lane to help out Morning. I mean, literally everything was just spent there to get that single kill. They clearly wanted more from it, and they could have maybe tried to snowball into a possible early dragon, but that was an expensive gank.
That was very expensive for sure. I mean, Annie didn't even burn summoner spells, so you basically get 300 gold and you exchange 4 or 5 summoner spells for it. What Morning did was he he chose not to TP in because he knew, okay, even if one dies, like if some person just dies, I will just go to top lane and get a huge advantage in that lane, and that's what he won with Na. So it was actually a smart choice by him. After that, he got ganked in the first level, decided to go back to lane and farm up, and it was a very good decision not to TP there.
And I guess worked out, the best way possible as well. If you look at that side, the kill went onto the support after all. So we'll see how that all works out. There is Morning. Got a level advantage over Nixwater. And just transforming there into Mega Nart. And he's currently double the CS up over Nixwater on that Malphite pick, which not too convinced about. Maybe I'll be proven wrong after that one. You can see there Jay just spending a bit of time to get rid of those Rek'Sai tunnels that he spent time to build up on that bottom side of the map.
See, the saving grace for me maybe is the fact that it was such an early gank that actually the cooldowns will possibly be all back up by the time that they do get back into it. We do have a pause. You can see on your screen. Yeah, I just wonder, I mean, obviously we can see there's about 2 minutes remaining on the teleport. The flashes are going to be about the same. Realistically, by the 8-minute mark, 8-minute 20, probably not much will actually happen. So actually the cooldowns may be back up, and maybe it did work out in their favor. We'll see. It's a big risk, though.
We were talking about how Saigon Jokers have to win the early game in order to win this game. So they tried this level 1 cheese, more or less, and it did not result in a kill, and now look at the CS difference right now. He doubles the CS at 6 minutes. Yeah,
and the mid lane as well, because Chowie stuck around for a long time. Lissandra versus LeBlanc. You need to get, obviously, Levita going early. Maybe Levita Loco, I don't know. That's I already said that one in there. You almost went for it early on, Joe. I was surprised you didn't, actually. But he's already 20 CS behind. Top lane, 20 CS behind. The AD carriers are okay. They're keeping the same, but this is already starting to go away from him in the lane phase.
Yeah, the second everyone has the ultimate available and now has the TP advantage, what TPA can do right now to just completely dominate the game is just make sure that you set up vision in the enemy blue side jungle, use the TP behind the tower, and then just dive the bot lane and take the tower plus dragon. That's what a top tier Korean team would do right now. Realize what summoners have been used. Usually you just time them in the chat and then capitalize on the fact.
I would say for Saigon Jokers, obviously we've talked about how great TPA's AE is. I mean, it is a combo, but that combo will actually cluster them together. Now, the Malphite ultimate, if it lands perfectly, it would have to be the perfect wombo combo counter. It would hit them hard, and with a distortion from LeBlanc and the Rek'Sai pop-up, they actually do have a pretty good counter fight, and of course the Janna knockaway.
But the way the game goes right now, if Malphite ever ultimates in, he will just die instantly. So during the ultimate, he will just pop up. I'm
trying to be, positive here, Dexter. Trying to be positive about the situation.
All right. Yeah, they got the wombo combo going for sure. If the Malphite gets a good ultimate, they have a good follow-up from like Rek'Sai, double knock-up into Tornado, so potential triple knock-up. And maybe Graves if he gets fed. And he can avoid the CC somehow from the Narvan Jar knock-up, and there we have a good gank from him here.
Well, not yet, because you're a bit ahead of us. We are going to see Su getting caught out there, gets stunned out. Winds will jump on towards him. Another little hit will be enough. Chowie comes in, stuns up. Levita does get away, but they're going to flash through, follow through. He's going to get locked down, and just like that, 2 kills go Taipei Assassin's way.
That was perfect.
I think our observer fell asleep, though. We didn't actually see that.
Didn't actually see him at all. Wow. Directed camera, please. Just put it on. They're better than the observer.
Yeah, if you're wondering about that, guys, we have observers in Taipei, and obviously they're sending us the direct feed, which is why it's not the best quality in the world. As Nixwater here getting knocked against the wall, and well. On the observer, you're obviously having a bit of a nap when that action was going on down on the bottom side. So
and he's just missed the dragon. He's missing everything. He's having a complete disaster. What is he doing? Come on, cameraman. Clearly, these are not the EUS guys that we're used to, or the North American guys that obviously did a lot of the worlds. I don't know who is the camera guy.
Top lane was pretty good, though. I mean,
top lane was great to watch. Na versus Malphite. It's such an exciting duel to watch. I'm glad he focused on it. But so, first dragon of the game goes Taipei Assassin's way. They get their first 2 kills on the board as well. And we do, of course, see safety in there. Those cooldowns on those summoner spells are all coming up now. So we'll see where the Saigon Jokers can try and counter this one. Chowie is going to get jumped on, but not a lot of damage coming out of Lavida just yet.
So yeah, we see Saigon Jokers making another attempt at the top lane maybe. The Janna is actually roaming with them together. But I don't know what they're trying to accomplish right now. I mean, they're so far behind, they have to try something. You know, if you're behind in that situation and you know you will get outskilled like nothing, you have to go for desperate plays.
I think that's what I'm going to use that excuse next time I miss a kill when I'm doing camera work. Like, guys, my mouse isn't working. Better just stay at top and pretend. I'm not sure if that's what happened, but we got to zoom. We got to zoom.
Oh, that's a sure sign that it is middle mouse button scrolling that he's got going on, because you can see the now his cursor key scrolling.
What's happening?
What's he doing? Come on, cameraman, sort you out. Yes. So
he'll get there.
I'm not sure. We got a
faith.
mouse cursor. That's just annoying me now. Okay, it's just once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's just there. Come on, buddy.
Its camera work's been totally fine throughout it. I honestly don't know what's happened to this one, but either way, let's concentrate on the game and not the cursor that's stuck in the middle of the screen, because that's
nobody
not
look at the
annoying at
cursor.
all.
It is bang square center of the screen as well. Oh. Did they just swipe it away? Did we just go into directed camera? No. Oh, where are you going with this one? Where are you going?
It's moving.
Maybe it's just...
I feel like it's a job as
a new
after League of
metagame.
Legends.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a cameraman commentator, just commentate on the cameraman's room.
And the feed died. Oh no, we're back. We're good. It's all good, guys. Don't worry. It's just keeping you guys on your tippy toes. While this is all happening, of course, there is a fairly giant gulf in class developing between Taipei Assassins and Saigon Jokers. 73-40, that CS differential now in that top lane. 97-67 in the mid lane. So already those gaps are widening considerably.
Yeah, it's not looking good here whatsoever for the Saigon Jokers. There's a Rek'Sai ultimate. He actually was only going up towards his red buff, but maybe ganking the top lane. I can see the minimap. And, well, we'll see if the camera guy, we'll see if the camera guy is looking at the minimap as well. They're pinging on him, so they know that Rek'Sai's there. There we go. We're going to see an unstoppable force that actually was just hopped away from by Morning. Didn't even need to flash.
Yeah, at this point, Narcan just 1-on-2, like you just saw there. The damage on the third proc.
Oh, Prince is going to go for it in the bottom lane. We do see the ultimate flash coming out, and then the cameraman's just like, peace, I'm going to go back to the top lane. Ignore the fact that it's almost a death down there. They are going to go towards Nixwater. Morning, going to get that slam. The Gnar misses, actually. Nixwater managed to get away from that one with the flash, but now the bottom lane. Prince is in trouble. Wins and Jay are coming in. The suspense is killing me as the stream starts to stutter on us. I think they're going to pile in. Luckily, I've got the game client on my own in there. Prince is going to get locked down. He will get caught out. There goes Tsu. Will they continue on? We see Nixwater also locked up. Chowie gets in. It's a destruction derby down the bottom lane. That's going to be the tower as well. Taipei Assassins are wrecking face right now of Saigon Jokers.
So yeah, I mean, TPA actually saw the enemy jungler in the top side, so they knew there's no way that the enemy jungler can assist the bot lane. So what they were doing was just proxying the wave between both towers, just waiting it out for their minion wave to collapse the tower, and then just do the dive like 4-on-2 pretty much, and that's what happens if you just fall behind. There's no counterplay pretty much against it.
Well, we have a 5-1 kill scoreline, 1 up in turrets of the Taipei Assassins, and 4,500 gold. A big, big lead for them already here after just 12 minutes of the game. 2 kills there for Chowie, who's got a Morellonomicon, got his Sorcerer Shoes in there, as well as another Amp Tome. On the bottom lane, we're going to be seeing Sivir closing in on Infinity Edge, and that Shiv won't be too far behind it there, as well as they're going to catch out. Well, yeah, 2 didn't really last very long, and that's just the, you fall behind, you've got less wards, you're against a competition that can just lock you up. Like, it's such a snowball, you're gonna go wrong very, very quickly.
I don't know what's going on with this camera right now. It's bouncing and pinging around all over the place. We are hopefully going to see them sort themselves out in a moment. But Taipei Assassins, they are dominating. I mean, it's a 50 CS gap at the top. This is akin to the first match of the day we saw, where AHQ just got destroyed and manhandled by Yoey Flash Wolves. as it is, Morning back in the top, just going to keep on mauling. Nixwater can't really do anything now. He's just simply a bystander as we just actually get a little bit of, I'm not sure what going on. He's 2v1ing them, and I think he's going to take them down here. Morning, is he going to get any help? It's so close. I tell you what, Safety, they're going to have to back away from that one, but 2v1 almost got a kill.
Pretty balanced damage, I think. Yeah, that just, if you're that far ahead as Nah, and Malphite doesn't really offer a lot of damage, then you can do that stuff. I mean, there's no way that... That's the biggest problem. Saigon Jokers can't win the top side anymore, and really good teams, how they play the game is just... They either play the top side or bottom side, which we just saw TPA doing very good. I mean, all their vision focuses around the bot side and snowballing that side. And with Saigon Jokers not being able to actually snowball the top side anymore, it looks very, very dark for them to manage to come back into this game.
I'm trying to focus on.
I think directed camera's doing a better job than the cameraman right now. Luckily, I have an in-game screen. I'm watching that one because it seems a bit more stable.
But it's not direct to camera because if you use direct to camera, the cursor disappears.
I know, so I don't get it. They're clearly having issues, let's put it that way, which is why we're seeing a concerned look of the Taipei Assassins, I think they are. No, actually, that's Saigon Jokers. That's Saigon Jokers on the right-hand side, clearly struggling a little bit on this one. 6,000 gold differential just coming up to the 15-minute mark. It's a pretty big number already, and it's only going to get larger, I feel, as Morning just keeps on cleaving, throwing chunks of earth at the Earth Elemental. He's just feeding him. I'm not sure how that one works out.
Got such a way with words, Stephen.
I know, right? I'm a lyrical master. Back once again.
Well, looks like we're going to be seeing a blue buff steal there from Chowie. Meanwhile, Morning continues to rack up the CS, almost double that of Malphite at this point. No kills, no assist. Well, that's because he's obviously just been sat up in this top lane, farming as he goes along. That turret almost going down. You can see just taking chunks out of Nixwater. Got himself that Hex Drinker in there. And is just going to continue to hammer away on turret and Malphite. And at some point, either the turret or Malphite is going to die.
Well, I think maybe both, actually. We are seeing Rek'Sai coming up, but look at Annie. Annie's coming up the river as well. We'll see whether Tibbers makes an appearance. It's going to be just mobility going on him. Actually, it's actually got the enchant as well. It's the distortion, isn't it? Yeah, distortion enchant on Jay. So, I don't even know what we're looking at right now. Prince is going to get pounced on. He gets dropped as the cameraman is having an absolute nightmare.
MVP. Oh, there's a dive in, and it doesn't really do any damage, and they're just going to try and turn this one around. Jay, does he have a flash? No, he already used it about a second ago. There's a flash from looping to get over the wall, and Tibbers does come down. And, well, it looks like Saigon Jokers struggling to really get away from Tibbers there, to be honest. They've taken a lot of damage. Took a while to actually kill him off. And with 3 towers down, Chowie is looking to make it 4 year, hammering away on that inner turret in the bottom lane.
Yeah, it's crumbling. That's going to be the 4th turret of the game for the Taipei Assassins. The rest of Taipei are also around their jungle as well. TPA making moves on the Saigon Jokers right now. Saigon Jokers looking a little helpless in this first game in the series. It is a best of 3, so we'll see if they can make a comeback. But as of yet, they are 9,000 gold behind at the 17-minute mark. This is starting to become a very, very one-sided affair.
That's not even the whole story. Like 9,000 gold in items at 17 minutes plus 2 dragons. And
yeah.
If you count that on the other patch, like before the dragon change were made in effect, then they're even up like
at another 3k.
Yeah, another 3k. So that's actually like a very huge gold lead here, and they can just do like a 20-minute Baron if they really want to and push it.
What is this guy doing? Oh, worst cameraman ever in Taipei right now. Maybe he's just sorting himself. No, I'm getting epileptic off this thing. He's going to start twitching in a minute. This is just going all sorts of wrong. 3-0-4 for Chowie on the Sandra. Absolutely unstoppable. 2-0-5 for wins as well, but that's going to be the red. But what in the world is going on here? Well, he's obviously the action's so fast paced that he just can't keep up, and he's just like, wow, everywhere. Either that or he's twitching. I just don't know.
I think I'm going to throw up.
This is like watching... What are they doing? Avert your eyes from the screen. Just listen to us like it's a radio cast, because this is horrific. Prince is going to get taken down once again by Morning. I'm not even going to watch that. I'm going to watch my stream, my computer here, because it's starting to make me ill, I think.
Okay, I'm going to try and keep it together now. Give you a rundown of what's going on in this game. If you've been paying attention, which I haven't, I've just been trying to not throw up everywhere. It's 8 warning kills to TPA, almost a 10k gold lead. It's going to be soon because this camera, this tower is going down. The camera's been down for a long time, in my opinion. There's a dive in from Wins, and they're actually going to go for the kills here. Safety will go down in the end, and, well, this is going to be lots and lots of kills going their way. Graves, where is Graves? He was just coming out of the base, so that was a 4 versus 3 because Annie, 4 versus 4, sorry, because Annie did die. Nar is still pushing this bottom lane. Graves, the last one alive, trying to kill off Nar on the bottom side, but it looks like TPA are going to be taking the inhib turret and the inhibitor here after that.
In 20 minutes. It is a 20-minute inhib. It's been a while since I've saw one of those, but there we go. TPA destroying Saigon Joker's top inhib and continuing their very, very dominant performance here. 12-2 up. 13,000 gold, 6-0 in turrets. All the dragons they want. Probably the Baron coming up shortly. This is very much all going their way. Saigon Joker's gonna have to do something. It's a shame we haven't got Ocelot here, because I do distinctly remember a much shorter game at the Tails of the Lane in Paris. I think it was around an 18-minute match. Thought I'd remind that one for him. And, you know, it's a shame. Instead, Dexter, I'll have to ask you, what do you do in this situation when you are getting absolutely wrecked? I'm not sure you've had this problem at CLG North America, but when you're getting destroyed this badly, where does your mindset go as a team? Obviously, you've got to forget surely what's happening on the screen, which is TPA just wrecking Saigon Jokers again.
There's not much to do. If you lose that badly, you're probably gonna tilt, because you know you have no chance in beating those guys in a normal setting. They're just
Well, Morning just 3-man's nars them into the wall there. He's just going to chomp his way through the rest of this one. Sue goes down. Levida finishes off. Safety got away by the fact that he wasn't there. That's really about it. Actually used his ulti to get away to one of his tunnels in the mid lane. So the rest of the TPA will just push their way up the bottom lane.
It actually feels like we are watching Season 3 games, where those games were actually like the norm. I haven't seen like many Season 5 games being that stompy.
Yeah, this is not particularly close. I think actually the most one-sided, and funnily enough, TPA had 2 one-sided games against Avant-Garde yesterday, but I don't think they were quite this one-sided. I might be a little bit wrong on that.
I think we're in for an early night, boys. I think that's where it is.
That's it. It looks like you guys are catching breakfast at the hotel again before it actually finishes.
Well, we'll see how long it takes them to close out the game. It is 16-3. We are 21 minutes into this one, so both top and bottom inhibs are down. Top one will be respawning. Oh, actually, they didn't get the bottom one. They backed away before they finished it off. Shows how much attention I was paying there. But 805 Chowie. I mean, this stems back to the pick and ban phase. Yeah. This is what we were talking about. You know, Saigon Jokers, they knew they had to commit heavily. They did go for the kill at the top. It didn't work out. It backfired. Yep. And ever since then, they've kind of been chasing the game. Yeah,
I mean, that's the biggest thing. If this would be a best of 1, you would just say TPA is like a lot better as a team, like just worlds apart those teams. But this is a best of 3, and it could really come down to the picks and bans for Saigon Joker. So maybe if the team gets a better draft right now and they get to play their game, they can actually manage to get the game off. That's the beauty of a best of 3 that we see in Korea a lot, where the better team usually wins a game and then the other team can come back. But we have a team fight going on here.
They're really picking on Jay, I feel.
They threw everything at him, but it's going to cost them here because you see Jarvan diving in there. Nar is in there as well. The dive from Levida away. Morning's actually just tanking him up here at the front. They're going to lock up Sue as well, and that's 3 men down. Just Jay on the other side for the Taipei Assassins that's died. This is going to be inhibitor number 2, and to be quite honest, they've got a minion wave there. They could probably win the game with this push.
Yeah, I think that's very much a dominant victory for the Taipei Assassins. This should be game on, I think. Nexus turret, are they going to finish it off here? I'm sat down ready and waiting for you guys. Come on, don't let me down. They're going to go for the third inhib. And I think they're going to go CLG EU's way and back away. Playing it safe. You never know. You never know. They could give the game away. Oh, look at this. We're going to see a Rek'Sai dive. They're going for it.
Are we? Well, we're not. But there he is. Look, there he is. There's Rek'Sai.
Sorry, guys. I went too far. I didn't mean it. I'm off.
We lost him there for a while, but he got away. You see there. TPA. There's a slight smile on everyone's face at this point. I mean, you know, at 23 minutes in, 19-4 up in kills, 17,000 gold lead, 9-0 in turrets.
I actually do remember back to Intel Extreme Masters Singapore when we were there.
Armageddon.
This is not meant as a burn on Dota, but there was a Dota 2 team that came there, Armageddon, that actually didn't even run Smite on their jungler. They ran a Flash Ignite on the Warwick.
We thought it was going to be some new cool tactic that's coming straight out of Singapore that we've never seen before.
I think they lost in 12 minutes, was it? Yeah. Something like that. They lost the game inside 12 minutes. I don't think I've seen a game that one-sided since this one, but clearly at the moment, Taipei Assassins are making this a very much one-sided game.
So, inhibitors respawn. That's a brief respite. Never seen a 24.5-minute dragon and a baron, because that's what they're actually doing right now. Dragons spawns on the other side of the map, and there is baron going down. 18,000 the gold lead, and yeah.
We're basically just waiting for them to finish the game.
There aren't many times where both myself and Demon don't have anything to really say.
I was letting you go, Joe. It's all right. You know, feel free to talk if you got some more to say.
Safety's dying to the creeps there.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. They're only level 12. Remember, of course, that's going to be a struggle to take down the super minis. That is the problem when you take down inhibitors pre-20 minutes. Suddenly you're not really of the level to fight those super minions that are coming in at you, and they're really struggling to keep them away from the Nexus turret. They've got the double super minions in there. Jesus wept. They just destroyed them. That's Chowie picking up a quadra kill. Can he go for the penta? He will make it the penta kill. It's not really it's I mean, they just froze it. That's the end. They just ended the game right there. But
Frozen Tomb. That's where it's all gone in this game.
It's like the akin of, you know, casting a eco round in CSGO, I feel there. You know, it's a pentakill, but it didn't really feel like one, did it? It just felt like they were picking on some poor school child. It's just, it wasn't clean, that's for sure. Taipei Assassins 1-0 up in this game. Dexter, what do we make of that game?
Clearly the cameraman for this game was the MVP of this. But yeah, there's not much to say. I mean, they got a good draft, I would say. TPA got a really decent draft to go into that game. But yeah, Saigon Jokers, it's very hard to say if they are that bad of a team, you know. We just have to see how they adapt to the second game. So maybe they're actually not that far behind TPA. And yeah, it just best of 3. Everything can happen. Like a team can get stomped, but both teams can actually play on the same skill level. And we just have to see how the picks and bans, how they adjust to the second game. Because they probably, after like 10 minutes into the game, they just said, okay, have fun, focus on game 2. And then we have to see how the picks and bans go into the next game.
Yeah, for TPA it was an easy game. For us, it was a dizzy game.
Oh, I see what
wow. I'm glad we brought you back in at the end of the game to provide that nugget of information, Ocelot. Brilliant stuff. But
the input, guys, I mean, they needed input.
There's a lot of work to be done for Saigon Jokers. It starts with the draft for game number 2. We'll have to see if they can pull it off. I'm not full of confidence from it after just watching game number 1.
We'll start checking my watch because I think we're going home early tonight.
I'm making a phone call to Taipei and seeing if we can, you know, get another cameraman.
Oh, good God, yes.
If that's possible
I'm
for
not
us.
sure. We've got to keep our eye on that one. But anyway, we're going to have game 2 coming up shortly. We'll see if we get a third game. I'm not putting money on that one, that's for sure. Game 2 coming up shortly. It is the Intel Extreme Masters Taipei. Taipei Assassins are 1-0 up over the Saigon Jokers. This is the second semi-finals. We'll be back with a set game 2 coming up shortly.